So this plain Jane is named Sarah, and she runs this bookstore.
How'd you like that Chernofsky book you got last week? Isn't he wonderful?
I got that for a friend of mine. He liked it all right.
She also clearly has a thing for this guy, Joe.
I've often wondered if he was more influenced by Camus or Heidegger. What do you think?
Probably both of them, I guess.
She's very passionate about books and keeps trying to engage him in conversation about them, but he just keeps giving brief answers.
You know, these old books are like my friends. Each author mutely waiting for a chance to be heard.
Or none at all.
This book is one of my all-time favorites. I know it almost by heart.
Rude. Apparently that's a book of French poetry, and she recites one of the poems from it.
I don't know French. Like I said, it's for my friend.
Au revoir.
Yeah, right.
Books are my friends. You recited French poetry. I didn't even look at you, you repulsive slug.
She's kind of reminding me of someone.
Actually, more of a question, you stupid corn dog.
Looking through a box, she comes across a very old magazine with an ad, and she tries calling the number, probably not expecting anyone to pick up.
I got your number in a Physical Culture 1921. October 15th. 1990?
Later, she gets an unusual visitor.
Is my lipstick smeared? Oh! Sometimes I wish I could just let myself go.
I kind of like this lady. Sarah begins to chicken out, can't say I blame her.
I can certainly understand him not being interested in such a repulsive little slug.
How did you know that?
I need to check your face.
Uh-oh, she's not one of those people obsessed with skull measuring, is she? Nah, it turns out there's some kind of mask involved, but she has to measure her face first.
Try it on.
It's beautiful, but it's only a mask.
Every face is only a mask.
So if she gives up her bookstore, her face will become that mask.
Well, how come if this mask can make people beautiful, how come you don't use it?
Rude, but fair.
That wasn't very nice, Sarah. I'm sorry. I had my chance with this mask once, but I didn't follow the rules.
Sarah seems genre savvy. She asks if it will look totally real and if Joe will definitely notice her.
I guarantee he'll fall for you. Now, if you agree, there's no going back. You can never take this mask off.
Oh, you didn't tell me about the pain.
Beauty has its price, Sarah.
Oh yeah, no chance of this ending badly.
Hello?
If you want the old owner, she's gone. She sold out, moved away.
I did... Oh.
The next day, Joe returns to the bookstore to find what he thinks is an entirely different person.
Did you want a book?
He says he isn't much of a reader, which is kind of weird with him being a regular at this bookstore.
Can I help you with that?
Oh, thank you.
He is definitely into her, though. Going by how chatty he is all of a sudden.
I got the afternoon off. Is there anything else you need a hand with?
Actually, there is one thing. I need help changing.
Sure thing, Mandy.
Yeah, I'm opening a video store.
Geez, what a coincidence.
What?
I repair TVs. You know, TVs, videos.
Yeah, what a coincidence or something.
Listen, I know you're busy, but what do you say we go get a drink to celebrate your new business?
I'll get my bag.
Yeah, first he'd barely talked to her, and now he's asking her out. They go to his house afterwards.
It's an old radio I fixed up.
And even dance. Sure seems like she made the right decision. They bump into a stash of books that he likely bought at the bookstore and just kept in that bag. He's still saying it was for a friend.
Oh, he's just this dumb guy who thinks that by owning smart books, he'll be smart. His friends think he's a show-off. You know the type?
He asks why someone as beautiful as her is interested in him. Good question. He's not hard to look at, but he's got zero charisma.
Joe, every once in a great while you see a passion, a beauty in a person's soul, and even if nobody else appreciates it, you have to have the courage to follow your heart.
There's something wrong.
Though he does seem to be onto the fact that something isn't quite right.
No, nothing's wrong.
Later that night, she calls him and they make plans to meet again.
The other night was really special for me. I thought it was for you, too.
It's complicated. I mean, everything with you happened so fast.
I guess he's been ghosting her because she's asking what she did wrong.
funny way, it was something you said. That night you talked about the courage to follow your heart. I have a confession to make, Mandy.
It turns out he's been buying the books for himself all along.
I'm sorry I didn't tell you then.
Joe, books are my whole life.
Books? You took a great bookstore and turned it into a video shop.
No, I did that for you.
For me?
Joe, I'm in love with you.
Don't say that, Mandy.
No, I have something to tell you.
And oh God, she's gonna tell him.
I'm not Mandy.
But it turns out he's been seeing Sarah?
Oh my God, it's you.
Actually, it's the lady from earlier wearing Sarah's face.
Well, I've asked Sarah to marry me.
Marry you? You can't marry her. You're in love with me. And she stole my face. And I'm the person from the bookstore. Remember that poem I told you? Recite the poem, Sarah.
She even knows the French poem from the beginning.
I told you that poem, Joe. I did. Don't you remember?
I don't understand French.
Okay, I'll prove to you who I am. What are you doing? Joe, stop!
She removes the mask and looks hideous underneath.
Joe, go get help.
But
I'll be fine. Go. Joe, don't leave me. Please, can we just forget everything and go back? He loves me now. He always loved you.
If only she had just been herself, she would have gotten him. Only she'd clearly been trying that for a long time and it wasn't working, so that's kind of bullshit.
I've lost everything. What am I gonna do? Sell the mask. Look where it got me.
And so ends the bargain. This is a very old tale that has been told a million times, but it mostly plays out well here. I generally like the episode. I feel like the just be yourself Aesop works a lot better when the main character hasn't actually tried that. Usually she'd meet someone she likes and thinks, oh, they'd hate me, and immediately makes the deal. In Sarah's case, she freaking tried being herself. A lot, going by how many times she seems to have seen this guy. And apparently he always gave her the brush off. Why isn't he getting any of the blame here? Why is she the only one who gets punished? I could see if the lesson was, you should have given up on this loser and gone after someone else who you wouldn't have to change yourself for. But no, it was more like, despite having zero luck with this guy over and over, you should keep doing exactly the same thing and then you'll live happily ever after somehow. I'm being hard on this episode, but I did mostly like it. The actors did a good job and everything. If nothing else, I feel like I need to give props to the actress who played both Sarah and Mandy. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the same actress, though it definitely took me a while to pick up on it. What tipped me off is that no one is credited for playing Mandy on IMDb. If you really pay attention to their mannerisms, you can tell it's the same woman, just before and after a makeover, which adds kind of a darkly funny twist to this whole thing. Sarah could have just saved herself a lot of trouble and just gotten a makeover, but her lack of self-esteem probably made her think that that wouldn't be enough, so she didn't bother. Speaking of which, kudos to the makeup department as well. I just felt that the morality lesson in this episode was kind of muddy. This was written and directed by Tom Noonan, who is also an actor and who has been in a million things, but nothing too notable, except for Frankenstein's monster in the Monster Squad. He was also in Wolfen. He also writes and directs another Monsters episode about halfway through season 3, and he even stars in the final episode. Hopefully I won't forget to remind you of that when we get to it. That's partly why I'm mentioning it now. Next up is the season 2 finale, The Family Man. See you then. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Here's some other videos you might be interested in. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to further support my channel, there's also Patreon.
Where are you from?
I'm from the other side.
The West Side?
The West Side. I like that.